Part 3. Okay, this is finally about the vinegars. These are the vinegars I make in my vinegar room. This is apple vinegar for the apple cider. These are apples, apple. These are limes. This is cantaloupe and grapefruit together. Apple. These are turnip bottom to the green. These are turnip vinegar. Here's the celery vinegar. The celery vinegar is really good. This is instead of wasting green stems, when you make the greens, you don't. My mom used to take off the big end of the stems and boil them and take the broth, and we used to drink it or use it. Well, I took the stems and I made some vinegar with stems, because you can make vinegar with just about any fruit or vegetable except for bananas. And you can make a vinegar with bananas, but you have to make it a different way, like you do with coconut. Because I have some great coconut vinegars that I made. This is ginger with molasses. Ginger vinegar with molasses. This is cantaloupe grapefruit. This is ginger with honey. One of these is grapefruit, but as I said, these grapefruit. I think I'll show you the ones that I recently made. This is as you can see the white film on there. Sometimes they add stuff in my vinegars when they come in and contaminate stuff, and some of it is film from the fruit and vegetables itself. But a lot of times they contaminate it. This is kiwi. But as you see, I have a few carrots in there, because carrots give good resources for some nutrition. So I kind of mix and match them. I mostly put the ones that I want, the kiwi, but then I add a few extra nutritional things in there for it. This is kiwi with a few carrots. Kiwi has the most vitamin C than oranges, lemons. Kiwi has more vitamin C than any of those. Now this one is almost ready. Now you see this kiwi, because you can never tell exactly. They'll never be ready. Some of them do, but most of the time they never get ready at the same time. As you can see, the fruit is still up at the top. And as you can see on this one, the fruit is settling down to the bottom. Now, if you look at the videos on YouTube, they'll tell you to leave your fruits or vegetables in the container for 2 to 3 weeks or 4, and then strain them and just let let it ferment by itself with just the liquids. But what I do, and it seems to work out really, really good, is I do not strain it out or take my fruit out until all the nutrients are at the bottom. I mean, all the nutrients are in the vinegar, because as long as they're floating, that means these have not fully been spent yet. So I make sure all my fruit has settled down. My fruit or my vegetables have settled down to the bottom. And as you can see, a lot of these have settled in the bottom, and I want all of them to settle down to the bottom. That way, I've gotten all the nutrients out, and I can go on and strain them. These are the ones. This is I don't know how this is gonna work. These are experiments here. This is okay. Where's my thing? Mr. fell off. These are figs. This is a fig vinegar. I just recently made these. These are hot peppers. All kind of hot peppers. Habanero, jalapeno, and another kind of hot pepper that I got in here. I made, and I put some fresh, because peppers pickle. If you put them in vinegar, they pickle. But I want, see, can I find some other way and some other way to use it. So I put the fresh fruit and the sugar and the honey in it to see how it's going to turn out. It should be really, really good because not only will these peppers be pickled, but they'll be making their own vinegar instead of me putting it in vinegar from vinegar that's store bought. This is their own natural vinegar that they'll be making themselves because I have the fruit, the carrots, and the fruit. Because if you see these little things on the side, those kiwi seeds. Because anything that I use to make the fruit with, once it's done and I strain it, I do not throw the this fruits or vegetables away. When I strain it, I keep those, put them in a bag, cause when I get ready to make another batch of vinegar, I mix these with the fresh fruit and add a little of the vinegar, so I still get the nutrients from this. I get the other vinegar, and I get the it's a starter. It's a vinegar starter. So I save all of this that when it floats to the bottom, like this. Once all of that floats to the bottom, I strain it and use this to start another vinegar. Use these the bottom. Ooh, sorry, I was talking to myself. I use that to start another vinegar, and it works out really, really good. Let me see one vinegar that I haven't showed you guys that I made. This is cucumber vinegar. And if you see, I'm just trying to see. No, I think it's straight up cucumber. Yeah, straight up cucumber. Oh, cucumber needs the hot peppers, and this is asparagus. God said, "You waste nothing. Waste nothing. Use everything." So the asparagus, like when I bought the asparagus, the ones that have pickled, you cut off them ends because they're hard, they're tough. So what I did was I took those ends, put the and made some vinegar out of them. I'm gonna show you the process. Now this is not something that you eat. This is okra with a little that made its own vinegar with fresh fruit. But this is not good for eating. This is for a hair product. You would use this as a gel. Now I've tried this. Now on the videos on YouTube when they make the gel and hair conditioner out the okra, they boil the okra for I think 5 minutes, and then the slime and they strain it out, and they make it put in the refrigerator and use it as gel. So I'm trying to try this. I didn't cook it. I just want to see will it ferment and and make a little vinegar of its own and see what kind of gel product I can get out of that. Okay. Uh, what you do if you're gonna start off like I did? The first time I started with vinegar, I had to go buy me a Bragg's vinegar. I bought some Bragg's vinegar and some apples. I bought an assortment of apples, and I made the vinegars. And what I did, because I don't watch one video on YouTube, I try to go to different ones because everybody got different information and different ways of doing things. And I find each person usually have a good tip that I can use. So I put all those tips together and work them as one. Now you need glass jars because they work the best because the vinegar are acidic, and you don't want the whatever's in the plastic to seep into your vinegar. So use glass if you can find it. But if you don't have it, I have used plastic, the food grade plastic, the big clear plastic. I use that, the food grade, like the pickles come in and stuff like that. I use that. But try to get glass. And you buy your fruit. You cut it in small pieces. Some people make theirs chunky, but the bigger the pieces are that you put in the vinegars, the longer it takes for them to ferment. So you want to have less surface space. I mean, yes, more surface space so they can hurry up and ferment. So I found that to work good. Now, get your jar. These are half gallons, and put about a third. On YouTube, they put a half or a little more. But the more fruit and vegetables you have in here, the longer it takes to ferment, because it's a long process, the more you have in here, and the less vinegar you'll have, because if you got a lot of fruit, you won't have much vinegar, room for vinegar. So I put about 2 1/3. It depends on how strong you want it. I guess how strong you want your vinegar and how um, potent you want it, I guess. So sometimes I use some or more. Sometimes I make, especially little jars, I put a lot less in these because these, the smaller the jar, the quicker you get to little vinegars. So I put about 1/3, and then I put some honey, about a fourth a cup of honey, a fourth a cup regular vinegar, rags, and that depends how fast I want it to ferment. Because if I got time, I'll just use the old fruit and vegetables that I have from the old. But if I want to hurry up and make a vinegar, I'll add some one of these vinegars or the bread. Like I said when I first started out, Bragg's vinegar, apple cider with the mother. It has to be with the mother. If you're gonna start out making a vinegar, crap, uh, Bragg's, uh, Jewel sells a good cheap uh, apple cider vinegar with the mother. I think it's $3.99 a bottle. That's the cheapest one I found, but it works just as good as the Bragg's. But see people make the apple cider vinegar. But I bought it, and I started off with about a half a cup sugar. You can use sugar or honey, either one or both. I try to use both because I like the benefit. And they say all processed sugar is bad. Really, really. Um, a lot of things that say it's bad for you. Don't believe everything. Nah, I don't know. But fourth a cup of honey. That's what I use, and some sugar. About a fourth a cup of sugar for this size. So you would double it up if you made the gallon jars like I got. Those would be gallons over there. Some gallon jars over there. But you had the sugar, the vinegar. I mean the sugar, the vinegar, honey if you want, or like I do both as I said, and water. That's all you do. Your fruit, your vinegar, your honey, or your sugar, and water. Now, on YouTube, again, they say you have to have filtered distilled water, um, whatever, that purified water. Bad cases that's not necessary. Not necessary at all. Because if it's not highly chlorinated, you can use it. So if your water's kind of good in your area, use your regular tap water. If it's highly chlorinated, let it sit for 24 hours and use that water. Because in the past, we have to remember, our grandparents our ancestors didn't have access to all this bottled water. They used whatever water they can get their hands on. And that was usually from their well or somewhere else. But their water wasn't as great either. And if they made us survive on the canning they did and made the vinegars, we should be able to do the same things with the resources we have. Now, if you want to use the bottled water, and because now we're finding out that the water they put in these bottles is out of the tap too. So, but if you want to and you can make sure it's really good water, use it if you want to, if you can afford it. But it's not necessary. But you add your water, make sure you leave it when you leave it down low, because with the fermentation it rises. So you don't want it coming through the top of your paper. This is a paper towel, the Malto size paper towel. Sometimes I have to cut them, and you put a lid on it to hold it in place of no bugs, because you don't want no bugs to get in the vinegar, but you need to have it there. So put your sugar or honey or both, the little brass vinegar or your fruit, if you can take, if you want to, that you use for making other vinegars, water and fill it up to there. Come in every day and stir it, and you'll have great vinegars with your own probiotics, because these are healthy. You'll have good skin, good hair, and natural things to put in your food that are contaminated. Them foods that GMOs, put some vinegar, ginger, red pepper, lemon, and garlic in them, and it'll bring them back to life. You won't have to worry about that GNO messing you up, or the parasites, or whatever, them gallons in your things if you bring them back to life. God said about the end of the year, He's going to bring all our food. He's going to bring the food back to Him. Now, as I said, use this in your water. Drink it in your water. If your water's not good, put it in your food. Uh, just use it in your bath. You can bathe in it. It makes your skin good. Wash your hair with it. If you look on YouTube, you'll see all kind of videos of them using this to wash their hair. Okay, let's see what. Oh, I gotta go. Bye bye.